Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Shayne and Dekes back at it here. It's been a long time, man. Love doing shows with you, as do you. I think you still like me. But
Yes,
man, it's been a while. This is our first show since we were sitting next to each other in the Bell Center, watching the Prospect Showdown. And you know what I realized? I didn't think about this till, I guess, right now or recently. We went to all 4 Prospect games this year and last year.
That's true.
And they lost all of them, and we weren't upset about any of them.
The games don't really count to the standings, so I don't think we can be. No, it was just fun, you know. It was
we
exciting.
got to watch Hutson and Ivan Demidov put on a show in both years, and they're still doing the thing in the NHL right now. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. It's going to be a nice, tight, organized show for Shayne and I today. So, folks, thank you for watching. We have enjoyed doing these over the years. With back to the Habs Tonight days and all that fun stuff, and you and Nick back on the Sick podcast together. We'll see if there's room for I don't know. We'll see. No pressure. But we love you guys. We support you in every endeavor. The Sick podcast has taken off, and you're representing on the top hat there. Shayner is, so he works diligently on the Tony Marinaro show, and then you and Snake with the I know the name of the show. Hold on a second. Trust the process.
You got it.
So there it is for Snake and Shayne twice a week. But I put a plug in there because, I mean, I'm a supporter of the show too. So we love you guys and appreciate what you're doing. So everybody tuning in today, here's what we're going to talk about, everyone. You got a hint from the title already, I'm sure. But we are going to talk about where are the Habs at now. So they've played 24 games this season so far as of the recording of this video. So we're going to talk about this recent road trip. We're going to talk about the season up to this point. So the Habs have technically played 29% of their 82 games so far this season. So we're past the quarter-way mark, Shayne. We're going to talk about what is the goal for the rest of this season. So what is the goal for the Canadiens? What are we expecting, with the injury decimations, with the challenges and the adversity they've already faced? There's a lot of games coming up this month in December. So let's talk about that. We're going to talk about individual performances from players. We're also going to talk about, this is going to be a fun segment for Shayne. It's going to tie in with the Laval Rocket and Jacob Fowler. Habs prospect check-in. So the guys that are still coming, that we cannot wait for them to get here, because the Habs still need a lot of help, even though we've gotten help in the form of Texier and Florian Jackeye coming in and, Adam Engstrom. So we got lots to talk about, Shayne. But let's just, before we do that, actually, I have a sponsor, believe it or not, for this segment here. So we want to give a shout out to the Niagara Golf Lounge, who is sponsoring this video today. NiagaraGolfVacations.com is the website, but let me go ahead and fire this off for you guys. So today's video is brought to you by my good friends at the Niagara Golf Lounge, located inside the Best Western in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, the Best Western Cairncroft. So with winter already here, take advantage of Niagara's top-of-the-line full-swing golf simulators and enjoy watching the game on the big screen, all in a one-stop shop. And if you don't have your own clubs, the Niagara Golf Lounge has you covered. They have full left and right clubs for men, for women, and full-service restaurant. Come and enjoy great food and drink specials while you work on your swing and cheer on your favorite team. Visit NiagaraGolfVacations.com to book your tee time today. And make sure when you type in your name, to type in Dekes at you to get 10% off of your rental fee inside this beautiful. Look at this place. I mean, this place is gorgeous, guys. My ball hockey team has been here on more than one occasion, and we've had a blast inside there celebrating our championship ball hockey last year in the Golf Lounge. So please do check them out. Type in this code to get 10% off if you're in the Niagara region. If you're coming down over the holidays, use this promo code. It's going to be good for the next couple months at least. So we appreciate the support. They appreciate it, as do I. So thank you for that, guys. All right, so let's jump in, Shayne. So where are the Habs at now? We're at, like I said, the 29% mark, if you want to talk about how many games they've played. So what have you seen so far, buddy? We haven't had a chance to catch up for a bit, but overall consensus, where are the Habs at right now?
Yeah. Unfortunately, with the injuries, it's kind of hard to paint the picture. Because it's not the full team. It's not the real team. But all in all, Dekes, I mean, we're looking at the standings here, and it's important to look at the point percentage and not the total points, because take the Boston Bruins, for example. They've played 27 games compared to the Habs 24, and they only have 1 point more. So technically, they're ahead of the Habs in the standings, but they're not, right? The Habs are technically 8th in the Eastern Conference in terms of point percentage. That's excellent. That is excellent. They're 2nd in the Atlantic, and that's considering major injuries. You don't have Caden Gooley. You don't have Kirby Dach. You don't have Alex Newhook. You don't have Patrick Laine.
Crazy.
Patrick Laine. Listen.
Yeah.
Would have been needed on the power play, all right? They went 0 for what, 18 at one point. So
all of a sudden you miss them.
4 NHL caliber players that you don't have important parts of the team. So all in all, considering the injuries, considering the youth, they are the youngest team in the league, Dekes. I don't see how anybody can be mad at this season for now. Okay, you got to take a step back. I understand they went through a little lull. They just got pumped by the Avalanche, who are by far the best team in the NHL. Okay, if we take a step back and we just analyze big picture, this is a successful season. Nick Suzuki's on pace for his best season in his career. Cole Caulfield's on pace for his best season of his career. Lane Hutson's doing his thing. Ivan Demidov is having a great season. Uri Slafkovsky doesn't get talked about enough. Okay, this guy, the points are starting to come now.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's been playing fantastic this year.
He's evolving. He's evolving.
Positives. Exactly. There's so many positives. Noah Dobson and Mike Matheson have been fantastic together. Like, you know, we can keep going on and on about this, Dekes, but really, I don't see how you can be mad. Like, the Habs are doing great. And it's crazy saying that after they lost 7-2. But again, context matters. The Colorado Avalanche are a juggernaut. Certified juggernaut. Like, they are insane. No, but seriously, think about every team that the Habs have played this season. Have you seen a better team than the Avalanche?
You mean the Quebec Nordiques? No, I haven't.
Right, correct. No, those jerseys are nice, but
they look good yesterday,
they are above and beyond every other team, and they're going to get better at the deadline. So listen, it's their cup this year. Okay, we're not saying that the Habs are going to be contenders, but they are a playoff team. I will put my hand in the fire there. They are a playoff team, especially when the injured players come back.
Yeah, it's hard not to talk about Colorado for a second there, because they're 18-1-6. Like, so it's
dumb, man. Like, it's ridiculous how good they are.
They're set to they could shatter an all-time points record. That's what, as of sportsnet.ca. So yeah, that's pretty impressive, man. I mean, I watched them against Buffalo last month on Thanksgiving Monday in Canada. And Nathan McKinnon, dude, best hockey player I've ever seen in person in my life. In my life.
It's not fair.
I've never seen a better. I've seen Sidney Crosby. I've seen Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. I've seen Carey Price. I've seen a lot of really good hockey players live. Nathan McKinnon's by far the most fun and the most talented player I've ever seen play in person.
It's not fair. Like, and you got you got Makar on the back end, the tandem of Blackwood and Wedgwood, who, by the way, I have in one of my fantasy teams, so I'm very happy about that. But
you're crushing. You crushed me in fantasy. I meant to get.
I don't have them in that league though. I have Shesterkin in that league, who's doing all right for me. But
wow,
no, like, you know, top to bottom, the Avalanche are just a fun team to watch. They're incredible. They play the right way as well. You know, I like that about them. They don't cheat the game. They're just incredibly talented. The chemistry's there. And I think the Habs can learn a lot from that team. All right, to kind of circle it back to these guys. Right, the Colorado Avalanche are by far the biggest contender this season. And I think there's some similarities with the Habs. There's things that they can kind of take from them. And I hope they do, right? Watch the footage. They need to watch the footage from yesterday's game, like over and over and over and over. Take notes, okay? Steal some things from them, because they're doing it right. I love what they're doing in Colorado.
It's just, again, that's kind of like what you want today's hockey team to look like. Like, just amazing stuff, you know, amazing stuff. And there is a lot to learn from that team. And you know that they were really not happy with their playoff performances the last couple of years, losing to Edmonton and I don't know if Dallas. Dallas too. But it's not easy to get the pieces that they have, to say the least. Like, you're not going to be a carbon copy of that team, but they deserve the props. They play the right way, like you said. Not a super heavy team, but they got their Brock Nelsons, but man, they're fast, they're skilled, they click. Martin Necas is underrated in that respect too. So
wow,
Fun team to watch. Let's just say that. So let's get into what is the goal for the rest of the season for the Canadiens, because clearly with the injuries we mentioned, I mean, they got a lot of games coming up in December here. The schedule wasn't loading for me, so I'm going to try this again, but they got a lot of games before Christmas here, buddy. So how are they going to stay afloat? What's the goal right now with a lot of young players with new players like Texier? What's the goal from now until Christmas time?
If I were to simplify,
or even the rest of the season, I guess we're going to talk about both.
If I were to simplify it down to one word, it would be consistency, because there are still too many ups and downs, right? You go through a pretty major lull, and then you kind of spike back up, right? And now we're going to see where the Habs are going to go after this 7-2 loss, right? It's not like they were horrible. It's just Colorado's way too good, right? If they kind of stay afloat against Ottawa and Winnipeg, which are winnable games, right? Then I'm hoping for a little more consistency. And of course, the lineup, you can't find consistency if the lineup consistently changes. But there's not much you could do about that. I'm just looking at the coach. I'm looking at the top dogs, right? They need to show up every night. And so far, I think, we can be pleased with the result in that sense. But yeah, consistency until the top injured guys come back. Stay afloat, stay in the mix, right? Stay in the playoff hunt. And then at the end of the season, you know what? You'll be able to make a push because you're going to get resources back. And you know what? At the end of Michigan's season, you might get a Michael Hage. That's something that not many people are talking about, but Michael Hage could join the Habs at the end of this season, right? So, I mean, we're hoping Michigan goes far in the playoffs, and hopefully they do. But if they don't, you can sign Michael Hage, and he could be a big boost because they desperately need help at center. That is the one part we're like, oh boy. I mean, we knew it heading into the season, but
yeah,
yikes. No bueno.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's pull him up here, because this guy has a lot of us pretty excited, pretty interested in how he's been doing. I didn't see the goal that you described to me. Can you describe maybe the goal that he just scored this weekend? Because I didn't get a chance to pull it up.
Drew, it's his like signature goal, right? He goes down the left flank. He's got great speed. He's a very dynamic player. That's why I think he'll fit in great with Demidov. Okay, I think he'll be the perfect center for him. But anyways, he goes down the left flank and then he shoots at high glove, goes in. Like that's his signature goal. We've seen him do it at Habs camp, at Habs rookie camp. Like, he loves that play and he's really good at it. But if we want to spend a bit of time on Hage here, he's having a great season in Michigan, of course, which, you got to admit the team did get a lot better. Last year, they weren't very good. This year, they got a lot of guys from the CHL, right? They got some big names. So they're obviously killing it. And I mean, you look at those stats, right? He is properly killing it this year. 26 points in 18 games. Hello, he's putting up the numbers, but he's also playing well. That's something that we have to mention. And he's playing wing and center. He's having great chemistry with Pittsburgh Penguins draft pick William Horkoff. And so they're kind of like alternating a little bit, but he is playing mostly center this year. But he's doing a great job at it. Very dynamic. I think that's the word that I like most to describe Michael Hage. And I think that's what that second line is lacking a little bit. No disrespect to Oliver Kapanen meant. He is an NHL player. I think I like him a little more than my counterpart on the Trust the Process Snake, who doesn't think he's an NHL player, but he's not a second line center. That's just the case. He's not.
And that's fine. I mean,
he's obviously holding that line back a little bit. But at the same time, who else do you have right now? You're not going to put Joe Veleno on the second line, right? and like, come on, let's be serious. So when Michael Hage does come in, that could provide a significant boost for this team. I'm excited for it.
So you really think it's going to be before the end of this season?
Again, it kind of depends on Michigan if they go far in the playoffs. But if they get bounced early, he could sign like at the end of the season. Like, it's also really very possible we could see him in the Habs uniform.
Right. And that's what I've been picturing. The more time goes on, the more he shows that like he needs better competition, because that's what it seems like is happening here.
He's pretty good.
He's getting the ice time, so I think that it would be nice to see, but I'm also curious, and I think the trade market will be difficult. But does this also depend on if Montreal acquires a second line center before the deadline? I imagine that
Yeah,
factors in.
for sure. I mean, if it, we know Kent Hughes is a wizard and he'll pull a rabbit out of his hat, just make something happen out of nothing, right? Um, but we've kind of heard these prices for these centers and they're in high demand. Like the Habs are not the only team looking for centers. Like Ryan O'Reilly going for a first and an A prospect is bonkers. Like
No, thank you.
Kent would never do that. He would never do that. So unless the price goes down, I'm actually not really expecting much of anything in the center market. Like the prices are exorbitant, and there are some teams that like are so desperate that they are willing to pay it. But I don't think that's the case for the Habs. Like Kent Hughes is so calculated, and he will stick to the plan, right? If there is an opportunity to give Michael Hage that some good minutes with good players right away, he'll do it, right? He's like, okay, I got this guy coming in. Why do I need to give up that much just to get this other guy? I don't know.
When does the Michigan season end?
It's a great question.
Do we have to Google it? Because like, I'm wondering if it's before the KHL, like if it's March or April. I think it's the biggest question I have. But as you look that up, I'm just curious because Demi got in like right at the tail end of last season. So when Demidov came in, there wasn't a ton of time to get him amalgamated, and he did okay for what he played, but he played 2 games and 5 playoff games. So I would just hope that, it depends on where Montreal's at, though. I mean, they could use the boost. They want to bring in players that can help them when they bring them in. They want to be able to help them right away. It's not a development season anymore. Like those seasons are gone. So, and while you're looking that up, Shane, I think I will bring up another player who is not going to be here this season, but we believe in the next 2 seasons or so.
Yeah.
And that is Mr. Alexander Zarowski, who's also had a good start with his club, the UFA Salavan Yulaliev. I should have pronounced that ahead of time, but I didn't. So here we are. But
I have the schedule if you'd like.
You got it? Okay, let's fire that up then.
Their last game is February 27th against Minnesota.
Ooh.
And then the latest they could be playing, which is the NCAA Frozen Four, it runs from April 9th to April 11th, which is about, the end of the season there. So in a sense, we're kind of hoping that Michigan doesn't go that far. But also, I mean, we kind of wish the best for Michael Hage. We hope he does get some playoff experience in college.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we're looking at here.
So that would put him in the exact same position as Demidov, because that leaves 2 games left, assuming they get to the April 11th deadline, so to speak, and he signs on the 12th. Well, the Canadiens play the Islanders on the 12th, and then they play the Flyers on the 14th, and then the season's over. So it would be a tight time limit if they do well in the Frozen Four. Let's just put it that way. But you gave us the update, so thank you for looking into that.
Of course.
So let's check in then again on Mr. Zarowski, because I think that fans are curious, when more help is going to be arriving. And I think that's kind of like, we need more help still right now, but these are the guys that we know are coming. It's just a matter of when. So 22 games played for Zarowski, 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points in those 22 games. And that's in the KHL. This guy's still 18 years old. He's still 163 and 6'1". So he's got to fill out quite a bit. So are we at least like 2 years, maybe longer away from seeing Zarowski in a Habs uniform?
That's what I'm thinking. I think, he'll finish obviously this season in the KHL, and I think he'll be there next season as well. I'm not certain about his contract situation. I think he does have an extra year left.
It's 2 years total, right?
I think it's 2 years total. I think it's this year and then next year, but
yes,
I could be wrong.
I think you're correct on that. I believe you're correct.
So in that sense, I mean, he could pull a Demidov next season and join us at the end, or just wait another year and, join us at the beginning of the season after that. But he is an exciting player, Drew. Like he's fun. He's really fun. Again, it's the dynamic, right? He's very dynamic, incredible puck protector, great hands. Obviously, that was the main thing coming into this draft, right? I know my counterpart, Snake, He's been saying that he's got the best hands in the draft, and Snake had him ranked in like the top 15. Like, he's a big Zarowski fan, and it's understandably so when you look at what he's been doing here in the KHL, no less. Like, he's not playing in the MHL or the VHL. Like, he's playing against big boys here. So the fact that he's doing all that, and similar to Hage, he's actually been splitting time on the wing and center. So again, you have these guys who, you can move them around as you wish. That gives Marty a lot of more freedom to try out new combinations, new lines. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. He's going to be something.
Okay. Well, somebody who could be arriving a little bit sooner.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as next season, I think David Reinbacher cracks the Habs lineup. That's what I am expecting. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
Okay. He has come in off of his injury and really taken off pretty quickly. And I think he's quietly having himself a good start in Laval. 11 games played, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points in those 11 games. What do you make of Rhino's season? 6'3", 207. This is a guy who's like the biggest sort of question mark, I think, for Habs fans. I don't think for the franchise. I don't think for Kent Hughes, Jeff Gordon, or the Laval Rocket. So Pascal Vincent, like, what are we hearing? Because we know that you guys, the Sick Podcast is in on the Laval Rocket radio broadcast. So
yeah,
what are you seeing from Rhino so far? And then we'll get into Jacob Fowler to wrap up our prospect check-in.
Oh yeah. Listen, David Reinbacher, I would not be in any hurry to move this player. Like, he is a rare type of player. And we talk about the Colorado Avalanche, right? Got Cale Makar, but his partner Devon Toews is, I mean, almost just as important as Cale is. Like, he's the reason why Cale is able to do everything that he does, right? Pretty soon, we're going to be able to say that David Reinbacher is the reason why Lane Hutson's able to do what he does.
So you think Hutson's capable of more? Lane's able to do more than he's doing now?
Absolutely. No doubt in my mind, this player can be like a 90-point defenseman when he's well insulated with the right pieces at maturity. Okay. I did not stutter. Like, I meant that with every fiber of my being. David Reinbacher, okay, you take a look at the injuries. Now, the knee stuff, alarms, red flags a little bit, right? But then, okay, blocks a shot with his hand. He's had some fluky injuries, and so calling him injury prone, I think, is false. I don't subscribe to that thinking whatsoever. And right now, with the Laval Rocket, right, he got in, kind of had, to get the rust off a little bit. It was a bit tougher in the first few games, but dude, the progression has been insane. Like, right now, he's leading that team. Like, he is the general on defense, right? And
wow,
we didn't really expect him to be much of a point producer. That's not really what he was drafted for. He's more drafted to be that, minute munching, every situation, big body, right-handed defenseman that can skate, right? And those are important. But on top of that, he's putting up points. You see the release, you see the shot. My God, like, this guy can wire a puck, right? So imagine you have Lane Hutson feeding this guy. Those are a few more assists in the bank right there, right? So he's showing us dimensions of his game that we were like not too sure about, but he's proving that he does have them. Like, he's got some offense in his game. So I think that's going to cool off a lot of this, the naysayers. And of course, listen, you see the Michkovs and the Ryan Leonards and all those guys who are in the NHL right now, and David's still in the AHL, and you got some people saying, what the hell? Like, why did we pick this guy over them? You'll see. I'm a firm believer of David Reinbacher. I think he's got all the tools to be a long-time NHL defenseman, and a useful one at that. He's the kind of guy you want on your top 4 on a cup contending team. To me, next season, he'll be ready. I wouldn't be in a rush this year to bring him up unless you have, again, a slew of injuries there. But next year, with a full off season, healthy, full preseason, he'll be good to go.
I like the fact that he got to it like right away. It didn't take him too much time to, I mean, we're all looking at this. We're all looking at the box score. We're all box score watching to an extent, right? Like, we don't watch every Laval game, but some folks out there do watch more than I do. And you're one of the biggest ones. So we see the point production. That's all good. But from an overall perspective, I mean, defensively, the size that he brings, he's going to be a much better fit than Alex Carrier at some point. Like, you know, he's going to have to.
The IQ,
IQ underrated.
Like,
there's a lot.
He thinks the game fairly fast, right? And that's important if you're going to be Lane Hutson's partner, because he thinks the game at 100 miles an hour. Like, he's going all the time, right? So you need to kind of keep up with that. And I think he can. Like, he does have a great vision, great anticipation. Obviously, he's very reliable. He's defensively sound. He's physical. Okay, we've seen a physical dimension to his game this season. He gets into scrums. Like, he doesn't mind mixing it up. Like, he is, listen, he uses his size very well. And that's one thing that drives me nuts is when a big player doesn't use his size, right? That's not the issue with David Reinbacher. This guy has NHL caliber written all over him, really.
That's what we want to hear. Let's go right into Jacob Fowler.
That's my guy right there. That's my guy, Drew. Listen, I told you before the show, like, if there's one prospect that I think has superstar potential, it's him. I'm no goalie expert. I'm not going to pretend I am. Okay? But from what I have seen with my own eyes, from my judgment, he's got everything to do it. Okay, he's got a .915 this season. He's 8-4, 3 shutouts. Like, first season pro. Beyond that, Drew, the skill, the technique is on point. We did see that at the Prospect Showdown. On point, right? And we look at Jakub Dobeš, for example, right? The technique is kind of what's lacking. He's an excellent goaltender. He's combative. He's competitive. That's what you want. The technique is a little choppy, right? It's unconventional. Jacob Fowler, I mean, if you're a goalie coach, you show videos of this guy to young goalies. Be like him. Like, he does it right. You know what I mean? And it's the mental. Like, for anybody who didn't see it, Tony Marinaro had him on his show. He did a quick little interview with Jacob. Yes. Dude, it blew my socks off. Like, this guy is unreal. He is 21, right? Talking like a veteran. Yeah. And Pascal Vincent on the eye test, we had him on the eye test with Pierre Maguire and Jimmy Murphy. He said, this guy could be a captain. Yeah. Like, he could be like Roberto Luongo. You remember that? He could be a captain. I remember that. Yep. The mindset, the IQ of this player is unreal. That's why I think he actually does have superstar potential in the NHL. Like, he is genuinely one of the most promising goaltending prospects in the game right now. I can't say enough good things about Jacob Fowler, but again, don't rush him. He needs to follow a proper developmental path, because that is not a player you can afford to waste. Okay. He needs to dominate in the AHL for a long time until he's finally ready to make that ascension. I'm not saying to give him a few games here and there. If you absolutely need a goalie for 1 or 2 games, sure, give him a little candy, right? Keep him excited, keep him engaged in the organization, but not long term. You cannot waste this player. Important. Yep. I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. I mean, last year in the playoffs with Laval, he only played, it says 3. Am I reading this right? 3 games in the playoffs in total with Laval? Because he turned pro last year, right? That's what I'm seeing from his stat sheet. Oh, I thought he played. Yeah. You know what? 8. I'm looking at the wrong. You're right. That was the year before, actually. So he played 8. Oh no, I'm trying to. Yeah, he played 8. He had 3 wins, 3 losses. He won a series. There it is. Okay, they have it separated different than Hockey DB or on Hockey DB. Sorry about that. 902 save percentage. 902 in the playoffs, 248, and I mean this year he's even better. It's a 915 with the 225. And you do have to consider, back it up. You do have to consider who's in front of him too. Like, you can't all. I mean, but technically though, like, I watched him and like you just had this, like when we watched him at the Prospect Showdown, the feeling you had when he was in net was just like, I'm not concerned. Like, there's really just this suit. Like, I know we compare him to the number 31 a lot, but there's something about it. Just seems like this is his gift. Like, this is where he's supposed to be. So it's a natural fit for him. I love it. I love the prospect check-in. So you got if I can pump his tires even more. Again, plugging the eye test here. Great show, by the way, if anybody hasn't seen it. Pierre Maguire and Jimmy Murphy just crush it there. But Pierre Maguire, who has seen his fair share of hockey, right? He has been around the game. He's been saying that Jacob Fowler reminds him of Martin Brodeur. Okay, that's not just any goalie we're talking about here. That is the winningest goalie in NHL history. Hello, so
hello,
you know, like everything is pointing towards one direction, and yeah, that's stardom, my friend.
Well, you know what? Pierre doesn't throw around comparisons lightly.
No,
like, that's the thing you need to know about Pierre Maguire. He's a very, very deep encyclopedia in that hockey brain of his, and he wouldn't throw that at anyone for no reason. It's funny you say this because I had a phone call with my friend who's putting his kids through hockey programs right now. One of his son is a goalie.
Nice.
And my friend is from Boston.
Oh, really?
He has seen Jacob Fowler live.
There you go.
This guy's a Bruins fan, and he's telling me, dude, Jacob Fowler, like, he mentioned his name. I was surprised he knew who he was. And he's like, dude, Jacob Fowler? This guy's unbelievable. Like,
yeah, he's the truth.
So there's truth to the hype around him, but awesome stuff, man. I just love it. I just came to my head. I talked to him on the phone, and my buddy's kid is really talented goaltender, and like, he's telling him to watch Jacob Fowler too. That should tell you something. Okay. So I mentioned the goal the rest of the season. Let's briefly touch on this because I think it matters. The Mike Matheson extension, Shayne, because this is still pretty recent news. It was only a couple of days ago. Give me your quick take on this extension. Go ahead.
So, how can you not love this? Genuinely, how can you?
Because he turns the puck over a lot, Shayne. That's why. Haven't you seen Mike Matheson? Haven't you seen Mike Matheson?
Nonsense.
He does.
Hold on. He does, but
and I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not calling anybody out. I love you guys.
Let me pull up the stats real quick, okay? So Lane Hutson's got 36 giveaways this year. He leads the team. He's got the most, right?
We don't notice those as much.
Those types of players, you're expecting more giveaways from. Cale Makar, I'm sure, has a ton of giveaways this year, but he's still the best defenseman in the league, right? They play a dangerous, risky style of hockey, right? Second in giveaways is Noah Dobson. Similar to Lane, right? He plays a dangerous, risky style of. Then Alexandre Carrier, Ivan Demidov. Mike Matheson is 5th on the team in giveaways this year.
That's progress.
20. Last year, I'll give it to you. He was having a hard time.
He didn't have Noah Dobson. So what do you mean? Yeah, like, we don't have Caden Gooley right now. Like, there's no. It's going to come together. I think everyone will be very, very pleased in like 2-3 years from now, when Rhino's here, when Caden Gooley's healthy, of course, everybody's in the place and the chair that they're supposed to be in. The Mike Matheson deal will make more sense.
Oh my God. I think it makes sense right away.
It does. It still does.
You take a look. So
he wants to be.
Let me ask you this, right? The Edmonton Oilers signed Jake Wallman to a 7-year deal worth $7 million a year. Who would you rather have on your team? Jake Wallman, who is a fine defenseman, right? Or Mike Matheson?
No brainer. For the cap hit, like,
and Mike makes $1 million less, right? Yeah. In a rising cap. This is a phenomenal deal. Phenomenal. He on the open market, I guarantee you, he could have gotten close to 8. Some team would have been willing to get close to 8, right?
Yeah.
He stayed here. He chose to stay here for 5 years at $6 million a year. That's incredible. Now, on the ice, we've all seen what he can do, right? He's very talented. The stamina, the physical abilities of this man is remarkable. But off the ice, his presence is critical to this team, right? Such a young team. You need veteran presence. And what a leader this man is. Like, he wears the A on the jersey for a reason. He is an incredible leader. Having been around, having gotten a chance to talk with Lane Hutson and his dad, Rob, I can tell you, okay, I have very good sources. He's an incredible leader. His presence in the locker room makes a massive difference. So to have this guy in for the next 5 years, where the contention window actually opens up here pretty soon, you get these young guys in, right? He's the kind of guy you want to learn from. You want to take notes from him. You want him around your young players. I can't say enough good things about Mike Matheson. Seriously. Like, he gives it his all every night, and he'll make mistakes. That's part of his game. He will make mistakes because he plays that risky type of hockey. But you're going to live with them with all the good that he does bring. For $6 million a year, It's an insane bargain. I love that deal.
I think we're going to be happier the more it goes on, I think,
Oh.
because that's when we're going to enter our contention window, and that's where we're going to need him even more so.
Mhm.
I want to end with this, Shane. Individual performances. We don't have time to go through everybody individually and spend 5-10 minutes on them. But do you want to just maybe touch on some individual performances that are standing out to help keep the Habs? I know we're tired of this saying, but in the playoff mix.
Yeah.
I know a couple players that come to mind, but who are the players that you believe are going to be the ones that are healthy, while the others are still recovering? Which players have stood out and are going to help the Habs get back into the playoffs for a second year in a row?
I'd like to spend a bit of time on Slaf, if you don't mind, because this is a player that I feel has been disrespected this season because the points haven't come. Okay. He's on pace for 44 points, which would be a dip from last year. But overall, for everybody who's watched the games, I think we can all agree that he has been significantly better in this first half of the year than he has been in the first half of both seasons past. Like, he has committed. He understands his role. He knows what works and what doesn't. He's learning. He's progressing. This is not a player you trade, people. Okay. I've seen some ludicrous proposals online. Like,
I'm glad I
trade
haven't
this guy
seen those.
for so-and-so and so-and-so. No, this is the kind of player you need come playoff time. Okay. For everybody saying the Habs are too small, they need to get bigger. They actually drafted a big guy who plays big. What?
Yep.
How? I don't understand people who complain about him. His connection with Demidov is clear as day. There's something happening here. Okay. Might want to, stoke the fire a little more. And once they get a proper center between them, hello, you're cooking with fire here. Okay.
Michael Hage, Slav, and Demidov.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's coming soon.
Before the end of this year. Like, come on, let's go.
Drew, the numbers back it up, okay? In expected goals this season, he's tied for first with Cole Caulfield on the team. Okay, the points haven't come, but they are coming. He hasn't been lucky in that department, but he is working. He's trying. He's hitting. He's skating. He's playing. He's going in front of the net. He's going in the dirty areas. He's winning puck battles. He's playing a physical brand of game. That's what we've been expecting from him. He's carrying the puck. Okay, he's moving his feet. I've loved what I've seen from this player this year. I think it's only going to go up from here. He's 21 or 22, right?
21. He's still 21 until end of
very
March.
young. I think a lot of people have, this idea because it's his fourth NHL season that he should be sort of this veteran. He's still basically a kid.
He is a kid, man.
So,
Slav is not a man yet. Can I put that out there?
See what we've seen from him.
Becoming a man.
And,
Seriously.
Again,
we saw it in the Washington series.
Of course. And
right?
I understand the people saying, man. Look at Logan Cooley, look at Cutter Gauthier. They're putting up the points and all that. There's no denying that they are. Okay.
Slav has power that they don't have. That's all I'll say.
And not only that, he's not the one who chose to be selected first overall. When people, oh my God, I hate when people say he's not playing like a first overall pick. He didn't choose himself. If you want to blame anyone, blame Ken Hughes. Okay, direct your misinformed hate to Ken Hughes.
Misinformed hate. Very well said. Very well.
But blaming Slav for anything this year would be foolish. Okay. In a handful of games, I'll give you that he's not looked great. But for the majority, if we're looking big picture here, in 24 games, the majority of the games he has played hard. He has played like he's supposed to play. And he's made every line that he's been on better. Statistically speaking, the first line is better when Slav is on. All right. You see the connection he's had with Demidov. It was instant. That goal the goal he set up against Colorado, that's a first overall play right there. He's capable of doing that, right? And he'll do that more consistently as time goes on and when they get a proper center. He's a key player for the future of this team. He needs to be appreciated. He needs to be loved more. The fan base needs to rally behind him because I think he's been disrespected, man. That bothers the hell out of me.
Well, for me, I'm not gonna. No, I'm just kidding. There's a history there with. I apologized to Slab's face. I looked him right in the eye, and I said I'm sorry. And like my YouTube audience. Anyway, I don't want to talk about me right now, but the guy is not fully developed yet. Still, he's
That's
not.
crazy.
He's evolving, and the fact that he's taken over the second line and driving that line, look at him. There's an evolvement to him and his game and his character. He is still progressing along. He is not backtracked, not concerned. Anybody else you want to touch on? Go ahead.
One more thing about him. Defensively, Snake. Sorry, I called you Snake. Defensively, Dekes. What's the process coming out here?
I'm much younger. No offense, Nick.
Defensively, Slav has been fantastic, and the metrics back that up. Like the event stats back that up.
He's the guy
he's
on that
blocking
line.
shots. I mean, he's involved physically. He's good on the breakouts. Again, like these don't add up on the point totals, okay? But they add up in the event of the game. These are the types of players you need if you want to win. Plain and simple. 2
games in a row. I mean, that assist in the Vegas game to Bolduc, and then the assist to Demidov. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something. That's something. Time is tight for you here, buddy. So maybe, I don't know, we can just save it for the next one. But anybody else you want to touch on before we wrap up here? Because we could talk about some others like Demi or.
Listen, we could go on for 2 hours here, but let me give some love to Lane Hutson. Because I just love this player. How can you not? How can you not? Like
his dad loves you. Rob loves you. That's for sure.
Oh, I love Rob too. Love the whole family. Cole's amazing. I got a chance to talk with Cole at one point, and he's just great. Like the whole Hutson clan is just A1. Love these people, but Lane, some people were scared of a sophomore slump, which I wasn't. The kind of player that he is, the mindset that he has, it wasn't going to happen. But before he signed his contract, he didn't quite look like himself.
I forgot about that.
At the start of the season, it was like, I don't know, there was something missing. And then once the contract was signed and he was added to the USA roster potential list, whatever it's called, you got to see the real Lane Hutson, and you've seen him since. Like, yeah. Wow. This player makes something happen every time he's on the ice. And similar to Slav, I think he deserves a lot more credit for his defensive game. His IQ and his speed make him an excellent defender. Like he's no like, Jacob Slavin or whatever, the top defensive defenseman in the league. That's not his bread and butter, but you can count on him in the back end. And he's actually had some reps on the PK this year. And I liked what he's done. He's been good. So, he's able to angle guys out very well. He uses his stick to block passing lanes. He wins his fair share of puck battles. Like he's really good at that. And offensively, we know what he can do. He's gifted. And Drew, he's got a shot. He has a shot. 4 goals already this year. Last year he had 6. He's going to pass that total. He's trusting his shot more. He worked on it a lot this offseason, right? But the fact that he now has that tool in his tool bag on the power play makes the opposition guess. Because before, you knew he was going to pass. There's no chance he's going to shoot, right? He's going to send it to the line. He's going to send it to Caulfield, whatever. He's going to pass, right? So we're going to block the passing lanes. Now, he's actually taking advantage of the fact that the other team is blocking the passing lanes, and he's shooting, and he's scoring. So that's another tool. We're like, okay, well, that's pretty much all he's missing. He's got it now. He has it. So what's missing?
Yeah, he pinched in just like Noah Dobson did, against the Leafs. They both did it. And you're right. There's more of a scoring touch there. And it's just nice to see that him adding to his toolbox, as you said.
And he, obviously, we know he always wants to get better. This guy is a student of the game. He's a maniac. He's addicted. And that's the kind of player you want on your team, right? Again, we're not talking about superstar potential. This guy has it in, all around. So I can't say enough good things about Lane. He's impressed me again this year. He's going to keep going up again. He's another young player. It's a second year in the NHL, and he's doing all that already.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I will give some love to Oliver Kapanen, and I will give some love to Zachary Bolduc. So we don't have time to dive into all this right now, guys. We're gonna have to wrap up here, but I'll just say that those two guys for me have come in, contributed right away. Zach Bolduc getting a promotion to the first line to see what he's got. So far, it's worked out okay. That's for sure. But you know what? I actually can't. I really can't not give love to Suzuki and Caulfield though, because again, we mentioned them, and I'm like, these guys are trying to make their U.S. and Canadian Olympic teams. But Nick Suzuki, buddy, I love that player as a person, leader. Cole Caulfield with that disgusting goal against Vegas, you know, like
yuck.
It's hard. We could dive more into Noah Dobson, like another one that comes to mind for an individual performance where I feel like, man, you know what? These guys have shown up this season so far. So I'm just going to throw those names out there because we got to wrap up and we got a jet. But if you want to give your final thoughts before we head out, buddy, I named a lot of players there.
I'd love to for you know, a little bit here. I'd love to keep going on the Kapanen name because you mentioned him and listen,
he deserves credit.
Got to give credit where credit is due. He's been scoring, like he's been putting the puck in the back of the net, which is like the most important thing.
Timely goals too sometimes.
What I love the most about Kapanen, and I've not been kind to him in the show. Okay, I've been saying, you know, when Demidov and Slav get a proper second line center, and I stand by that. He's not a second line center,
that's fine,
but he is an NHL player. Right. And I think his biggest strength that we've seen so far is his positioning. He understands where he needs to be and when he needs to be there. And on top of that, he's finishing on opportunities. Okay. He's not much of a playmaker. He's not much of a play driver. Okay. He's not going to do, you know, end-to-end rushes. He's not going to carry the puck much, but he knows where to go. Okay. He's fairly smart. If he can carve out a niche where he's, you know, a reliable face-off center, PK guy playing well defensively, I think he can be a fine bottom six center on this team. I have no problem with that. I know Snake wants to trade him right away, maximize any value, and I kind of see the merit to that theory, right? Maximize the value of a good season, but again, I'd like to see him more in a chair that fits him better. I don't think the second line chair fits him very well, but I think third or fourth could be much better for him. So. And down the line, I think we'll see him settle in more into his actual role. Right now, it's a bit all over the place.
And I think that's totally fair. It's just by circumstance. Kirby Doc, you know.
Yeah, you kind of have to have him at 2C right now. You have no.
Yeah, you have no choice. Like you really don't have a choice. You don't want to put Jake or Joe Veleno up there. Jake is doing fine with Josh Anderson.
Exactly.
And you know, we didn't get a chance to touch on Florian and all that stuff because we just don't have enough time today, but we will get back into it hopefully soon sometime. Again, this is the first time since the season started that we've had a chance to do this. So thanks for your time, buddy. Always appreciate you.
Love it, man. Love it. Hey, go check out that golf place. That looks so much fun. I might have to go to Niagara just to go there.
Here it is, guys. NiagaraGolfVacation.com.
Sweet.
Come in and we'll hook you up, man. It'll be fun if you come to Niagara in the summertime, or even if not, because this is the best time to golf indoors when it's winter. So
exactly.
But thank you for that. Thank you for throwing that in there for the folks. So, all right, folks, thank you for watching. Before you head out, please do smash that like button. I know you guys like these shows, and if we could do more of them on a regular basis, we would. Just time is not always on our side, but you know what show Shayne is on. We all support it, and hit subscribe if you haven't already too. And thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you all. God bless you. And we'll see you soon.